I want us to rethink the way that we talk about Shohei Ohtani. Welcome to Baseball Cultural Studies, where I talk about recent baseball discussions and what it tells us about our culture and our shared humanity. Ever since he emerged as a two-way superstar in 2021, I've been really interested in the way that American baseball media talks about Shohei Ohtani not just as a baseball player, but specifically as a Japanese baseball player. Ever since Hideo Nomo emerged as a successful pitcher for the Dodgers in the 90s, a lot of American baseball fans have wanted to know more about baseball in Japan and why Japanese players can be so successful in the major leagues. Americans have written tons of books and made all kinds of documentaries chronicling how Japanese baseball is a reflection of Japanese culture. These takes on Japanese ball players generally emphasize Japan's status as a mono-ethnic nation and see Japanese baseball players as samurai with bats, emphasizing discipline, hard work, and conformity. I always thought these things sort of painted Japan with too broad a brush, but I was also intrigued how they reflected American anxieties about Japan, especially in the 80s and 90s with the rise of Japanese car companies like Toyota and Honda. There was a genuine anxiety that Japan's economy would overtake the US as the largest economy in the world. That never really happened, but what did happen was a Japanese ball player became one of the greatest players to ever play the game. Better than any American player or other player for that matter. With Ohtani's success in the major leagues came these same old takes about Japanese baseball culture. Ohtani was a samurai, he was disciplined, he was hardworking. Some people even called him a space alien. An alien, of course, being originally a term for someone from a foreign nation. What I think is ironic is that Ohtani's status as a two-way player proves that Japanese baseball isn't all about conformity and overwork. There's a large amount of diversity of thought within Japanese baseball, and it's the very thing that allowed Ohtani to become both a pitcher and a hitter. Ohtani was never supposed to play in the Japanese professional leagues. He was originally going to sign with a major league team just as a pitcher straight out of high school. It was Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters manager Hideki Kuriyama who told him he should try being a pitcher and a hitter. This was unprecedented in the century-long history of baseball on both sides of the Pacific. In a way, Kuriyama's maverick nature is the reason why we have the Shohei Ohtani that we do today. Contrary to the stereotype of Japanese overworking themselves to the point of exhaustion, Ohtani's emphasis on sleep is incredibly notable. If you take a look at this GQ video, which I highly recommend you watch, Ohtani's most prized possession is a pillow, one that helps him sleep on long road trips. I bring this up because I really do think that viewing Japanese ball players, not just Ohtani, through the lens of a mono-ethnic Japanese baseball culture ultimately limits our ability to empathize with these ball players as human beings. So with Ohtani in the World Series again with the Dodgers, I encourage you to think a little bit differently about him and other Japanese ball players. I'd love to hear your thoughts below. Thanks.